Right, friends, welcome back, y'all. I hope you had a fun time at the arcade. You traded all your tickets in for that sticky, sloppy hand. Nope, nope. I don't you shake your head at me. I know you did. I know you did. That's the first thing I go for as well. The sticky, sloppy hand. But did you know we have video games at home? I know, shocking, right? Amazing. And so that's where we're going back for our next showcase. We're going home because Ad129 is back here again. Now, you've seen them run a couple of Banjo games, a couple of challenges, like an amazing fitness challenge on the track mode before. This time, we've got Banjo-Kazooie Stay at Home. And you might be like me, you're not knowing what you're here for. Oh, I promise you, I've had like a 2-minute preview while we were setting up, and you are in for a treat. But, I mean, why should I be the person telling you about this? Here with Banjo-Kazooie Stay at Home, individual level 100% showcases Ad129. Let's go!
Hello, yeah, I am Ad129 and this is Banjo-Kazooie Stay at Home. You might be wondering what this is. You probably have never heard of this game. So this
I
is a
definitely did not hear of this game before.
yes. So this is a ROM hack from 2020 created by actually one of the developers of the original Banjo-Kazooie game. And so it was created when COVID and the pandemic began and was like, what if we just merge different worlds together? And so we're currently in the base game of Banjo-Kazooie, but with multiple different levels. Like you can see here, like Wom's Fortress, Diddy Kong Racing, and then much more. We'll be showcasing 5 of these levels because there are 4 other levels that are very difficult, and I do not want to do that. So,
I mean, this
this
just means they should try this for themselves once they've
yeah,
seen how fun it is when you do it.
very true. Um, so the speedrun doesn't begin in the traditional we enter a painting, do all this stuff. We're actually going to be starting the run with a trick called DDA, demo desync. I forget what the A stands for. Basically, what this does is we're going to be dying in the demo that the game gives us, and since we're going to be in one of the already made levels, we're actually going to die in here, and it will just warp us into the first level. 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright, so our first level here is actually going to be Wom's Fortress. And so, this, you may know, is from Mario 64, and so, you see a lot of aspects that are from Mario 64, but also some other things that are not from it. So, like, these enemies right here, the, snappers, are from the original level of Planker's Cavern in the original Banjo-Kazooie game. And so, there are also a lot of Easter eggs. So, like, right here, there are some, Mario shoes. So, some awesome things like that that are just scattered around these
That's
levels.
really cute.
Yeah. So yeah. The objective for 100% is basically in every level there are 100 notes, there are 2 honeycomb pieces, and then exclusively for this one there are 8 jiggies. Normally in the base Banjo-Kazooie game there are 10 jiggies, but in this ROM hack there are just 8. Just to like simplify everything. And so right here we're just doing a kind of standard route of just grabbing notes. There are 100 individual notes, so we have to go around the entire level collecting them. And so we're going to be doing a lot of maneuvering through the area. So we're actually going to be doing our first couple of glitches here. So here, I'm using the slope to help us kind of get to this area right here. This is a question mark block. Normally you would destroy, but we can just walk into that and just grab that jiggy just like that. Very simple. That's our first jiggy of the run. And then we're going to be going all the way up to the top of the fortress because there's this jiggy right here behind this door. And then if we do a beak bomb here, oop, try that again. This one's a little bit difficult because you just have to kind of find the right spot. There we go. Just like that, we grab it from there. That's an example of a very common Banjo trick. This is also something you can do in the base Banjo-Tooie game. It's called hitbox extension. Basically, the hitbox from like shooting eggs or beak bomb, will just go through a wall, and if that collectible that you're getting is close enough to that wall, you're just able to collect it through the wall. And so that's an example that we do there. There are more examples much later of a hitbox extension. So yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of kind of different things. So like obviously we have question mark blocks that are custom textures, but some of the things like those enemies, this snowman, are from the original game. And so like this snowman here is from the level Freeze Easy Peak in the original Banjo-Kazooie game. And then these, I don't know what you would call them, like the tentacles, they're like in every single level in the game. So yeah. So now we're... Oh, that's not supposed to happen. We're just gonna fly all the way back up. The reason why we begin the run like this with DDA is because in DDA, you actually get every single move. We don't have to learn any moves. You get 25 Mumbo tokens, which is enough tokens for us to need for the run. Mumbo tokens are basically the collectible we need to transform into different characters, such as the bee, the pumpkin, all that awesome stuff. And then also, it gives us an entire refill of our eggs, feathers, and all that. Normally, if you just start the game from the beginning, you would just have 0. You would have to collect all that on your own. And so that's why we kind of just do DDA, just because it just makes our lives easier with the speedrun. But yeah, so that's Whomp's Fortress for a bit. We're actually going to be going inside of this pipe because this is actually just a hidden thing. We're actually now in Mario Brothers 1. Just because, you know, it's a ROM hack. We can do whatever we want. So this is a really hard section. Honestly, it is 2D, and then there are just some platforms that are just like not nice to you sometimes. So you're gonna see me like doing
I'm actually like incredibly fascinated right now because like yeah, the previous like on Whomp's Fortress main, you're still using regular Banjo-Kazooie mechanics. Because it's essentially still a 3D platform, but now the game has changed.
Yeah. Yeah, this first part is really fun, kind of. Not when enemies hit you like that, but because you're just doing platforming, but like not in the like the traditional sense. You have to do it in 2D, and so like here we have to do a reverse backflip to even like barely reach this. Like that almost made it. And this is the only way to. Yeah, this is the only way to get up here.
Yes.
And then there's a honeycomb right there. That's our first honeycomb. We'll get into what those do later once we get into the third level, because there are 2 in each level, and we won't be getting that full honeycomb piece until we get to the third level. So for now, it's important, but not now. This is the scary section. Basically, since this is technically part of the level, you can die here if you fall into those pits, and so it being a Mario 1 reference, there are a lot of pits in this second half, and so we gotta be really careful here. Like here, I just gotta wait this cycle for this platform. But yeah, while we're waiting for here, if there's anything to announce, now would be a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, normally, say, for a charity marathon, this would be a great time for donations. Instead, I'm going to point out that, hey, you're watching Lady Arcader's Attract Mode, where we would love to have you show off fun stuff like this on our Attract Mode episodes. So go ahead, go to ldy.gg/start, our start zone, to reference the warp zone on screen, and send in your showcase ideas.
Awesome. So yeah, thankfully when we go back into this pipe, it's not gonna like make us do that whole thing again. We're just already at the other side of the pipe, thankfully. But yeah, this is the like second third of the level, which is very easy. There's another reference here on that's something hang up here are the Mario gloves, and so yeah.
Speaking of references, we do have a question in chat asking if the toilet paper rolls are a COVID reference.
Yes. Yeah, so like I said at the beginning, this ROM hack was created during the pandemic, and so it was a little nod from the developer of let's just make the health toilet paper. So yeah. Awesome. So yeah, this is pretty much the end of the level. In almost every level, Kirko, or Mark Kirko, who's the developer of the mod, or rom-hack, basically adds like the statue of like, hey, I did this. Just because. So yeah.
You know what? You get to celebrate your work. This is amazing so far, and we've only seen one level.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So this is our final Jiggy here. Basically, the way that specific Jiggy works is you saw me collecting those Jinjos who are just scattered throughout. Basically, we have to collect all of the 5 that are scattered throughout the entire level, and then once we collect the 5th one, it will give us a Jiggy for saving all 5 of them. And so yeah, that is Wom's Fortress. So now since this is our first time in this lobby area, we get that text from the fairy. But we're actually going to be going, that is actually the wrong level. I was supposed to go into, what's it called? DK Isles. So we're actually leaving. That's a little bit of a preview for the final level. There we go. There's DK Isles. Similar like shades of the like color, so that's probably why I got confused. But this is DK Isles. This is from Donkey Kong 64. Since this one's a very unique one because this one is another collectathon. Banjo-Kazooie, along with Banjo-Tooie and Donkey Kong 64, are under the collectathon name, and so a lot of the music is one of the most notable ones you can hear. A lot of it just stays the same, and so thankfully, the music here is like, oh, this is exactly what it would sound like on the original Donkey Kong 64 cartridge. But yeah. There's another reference coming up right here after I collect these notes here. Is actually Donkey Kong swimming in this pool. You'll see him right there. And we can actually talk to him for a bit. I'll actually let the dialogue play for a bit here. And Kazooie being the normal Kazooie that she is, she just absolutely is making fun of Donkey Kong. So yeah.
Kazooie has zero filter.
Yes. Awesome. So yeah, a lot of this section is just climbing and then flying. Also, a little bit of a thing, if you turn your camera in the right direction, your screen just turns gray, and then we can just leave. When I was learning this level, that, like, jump scared me, because I had my angle towards, like, where it was for that, and I was like, oh, where am I going? What just happened? And I just, like, fell. So, it was a really funny moment when I was learning this, this level. So now we're about to be doing a decently difficult trick. This one is doing a beak bomb into this door. This one, I don't understand how it works, so we're just gonna hope it works. Oh, nice. First try.
Yo!
Let's go. Perfect. So now we're into this lobby. This is actually the lobby for Frantic Factory, which is the 3rd level of Donkey Kong 64. But since we don't actually want to kind of do those levels because those are, again, very large levels, it's just the lobbies of each of the levels. Oh wow, I'm really struggling to get up here. That's something really funny. I run Donkey Kong 64 a lot, and so like this level especially, the perspective of like the Kazooie like scaling and the normal scaling really throws me off there, and so like normally that, like, those jumps there were giving me trouble. So yeah. But yeah, here we're opening up a section of this level. This is something really cool that I didn't know about until I played this ROM hack, is that level entrance, normally in Banjo-Kazooie, you only see those in Grunty's lair, which is the main hub, and you wouldn't really see those in individual levels. So it's really awesome to see how Mark Kirkhope, Mark Kirkhope, there we go. Grant Kirkhope is the composer of the Banjo-Kazooie music, but then we have Mark Kirkhope. But it's really cool.
That is a very confusing pair of names.
Yeah. It's very cool how Mark uses those different assets in very creative ways. So yeah. something to keep note, especially with at least the early part of this showcase, is my health. I'm having a really good management of my health, but um, the really unfortunate thing about speedrunning Banjo-Kazooie is if you die at any point in a level, um, everything you collected, such as notes and Jinjos, will just reset to 0. And so, especially in like a showcase like this where it's individual levels, that is very much not a good thing because you have to redo everything you just did. Thankfully, my health management's been really good. This is the best I've had for management of health. Um, but yeah. Also, this is Donkey Kong Jr., another awesome arcade minigame. This one you can't die in, thankfully. If you do fall in the water, it'll just kick you out of the area, and you can just enter back to the beginning. But
In that case, would it be cool if I asked you a question about this?
yeah,
So do like the mechanics, how you're moving, like have to change? Like you know how like some games you can switch between tank controls and like nowadays regular 3D movement. Do you have to change your way of thinking when playing this, or is it still like the regular 3D platforming controls?
I think of it more as a I'm still in 3D technically, but I kind of just move my joystick and just in like left or right, since that's all we basically have to do. We don't have to like consider, oh, we have to go a different axis or something. We just have to go left or right, and it's I kind of like those sections a lot because it's you don't have to think as much. So yeah, awesome. So that is a honeycomb switch. Those are pretty common, honestly, in the base game. They just activated honeycomb that we collect later. Here we have a code that we have to enter. Trixie Kong, Cranky Kong, Chunky Kong, and then Cranky Kong 3 times. I honestly don't know where you get this code in. I just learned this level for fun, and I just watched the route, and I was like, okay, I'll copy that. I don't know what that means, but I'll just copy it. So yeah.
Again, play the rom-hack for yourself.
Exactly. So yeah, right now we're not going to be doing much until we get into the Mumbo section, and so any announcements for us?
Yeah, and again, great spot for donations. I believe this is a marathon submission video for you. But for the purposes of this attract mode, hey, if you're liking what you see, again, attract mode is like funded by and brought to you by volunteers, but you can help support us by sharing the word on our socials, following us, getting us likes, or also, hey, we do have a merch store. !merch in the chat will take you to that. I believe the link is also ldy.gg/shop. Though I am sure a chat mod will helpfully correct me on that. And like you've got original items in there designed by one of our mods, Makamomo, like some cool leggings with Miss Pac-Man on them, or like a scrunchie or a skater dress. So go check it out and hey, help support more women and femmes playing great video games and bringing them to light like you've been seeing on this episode.
Awesome. So yeah, now we are in this section. So this is gonna be our first time seeing Mumbo, who is a shaman who transforms us into different awesome animals, or just things in general in Banjo-Tooie, such as like a washing machine. That's Banjo-Tooie though. This is Banjo-Kazooie technically. So we're gonna be turning into arguably a lot of people's favorite transformation, the bee. So we're gonna be flying around the entirety of DK Isles here as a bee, at least for a bit. So yeah, here's the bee. And we're just gonna be flying around here.
The bee is so cute!
Yeah. Alright, and the really awesome thing, you may have been noticing how Kazooie does, or Banjo-Kazooie does a like little dance. That does lose time, but with the bee and just any other transformation, we don't have to see that animation, so in that sense it saves time, which is really awesome. So we collect a lot of these jiggies that are coming up as the bee just to save time. So yeah, like here, there's this one. This is the fungi forest lobby. We just go in there for that one Jiggy, and then we're at the camera. Classic N64 moment of cameras. Alright, so we're gonna be going into the boss arena where we would normally fight King K. Rool, except you might notice something about King K. Rool right now when we pan to him. Also, grabbing notes in this area is very hard with the B, because we don't have that much control. There he is. My headcanon for this part is that this is the post we defeated K. Rool in the original Donkey Kong 64, and K. Rool's just knocked out. So that's my...
Before we saw the stars over his head, I was going to be like, yeah, he's just taking a Sunday afternoon nap.
Yeah. Awesome. So
but also, that's a really neat egg.
Yeah.
Like, to keep the continuity.
Exactly. That's what I really love about this ROM hack. It stays true to a lot of the original aspects of the games that they're based off of. We'll see that later with Bomberman 64, which is the 4th level we'll be doing. So, yeah, just like
Actually,
that.
can I ask,
Yeah.
would you be willing to share what all the levels available in this hack are?
Yeah, so we've already seen Womp's Fortress. We're currently in DK Isles. The next one we're going to be doing is Greenwood from Diddy Kong Racing. And then I already said Blue Resort, which is the one from Bomberman 64. Bob-on Battlefield. And then there are 4 others, which are the ones that I'm not doing. There's a Pokemon Snap one, which is Pokemon Island. There's a GoldenEye level. There is Jolly Roger's Bay from Mario 64, and then Windy from Conker's Bad Fur Day. So those are the main 9 levels.
They really grabbed all the classics for this.
Yeah. Also, this is a funny camera moment, because the camera does not... Oh, okay, that was a quick one. Normally the camera, fights me there, and oh, I'm not gonna change. I'm just gonna stay up there. Thankfully, it did change very quickly, though. Alright, so yep, now we're at the end of this level, basically. We just gotta collect the final couple notes, and then just our final Jiggies, and then we'll be done with DK Isles here. Oop, there we go, I need that one. Also, the text here for, the waters, really awesome, writing in the script. Just... They use an aspect of the Banjo-Kazooie story of, in Rusty Bucket Bay, the water in that you can't swim in it really because there's oil, and so they use that aspect of the half as much time you get underwater with what's it called, K. Rool dumping oil in near his water. So a lot of awesome little small details that just make this ROM hack so awesome. So there's this Jiggy, a little bit hidden, but again, I run DK64 and also this ROM hack, so that one is very much that's probably a spot that it has something. So yeah, we're gonna be entering our final room after this area, which is actually, if you know Donkey Kong 64, it's one of my favorite characters. That's not one of the main Kongs. It's K. Lumsy. We're gonna be going in there just to collect notes, and then also doing a battle crown, which is just in Donkey Kong 64 the main way to fight different enemies. So but yeah, this is the final room. So yeah, as you can see, there are TNTs everywhere. This is kind of our official introduction to the TNT blocks, because we didn't see them in before, but here they are very prominent, just like that one just exploded. So yeah, here we're just gonna be fighting this big box that just divides into multiple versions of himself. So,
It's a Matryoshka box.
yeah. So yeah, here I gotta kind of use my golden feather. Golden feather is really kind of smart, because I don't want to exactly use all of them, because we'll be needing them later. And then here, what I'm going to purposely do is I'm going to lower myself to 1 health and then destroy that final one so that we collect this one. And then we're going to be doing a death warp to the beginning of the level. So we fall down here, and then that TNT over here, we're just going to just walk into it, just like that. And that's the end of DK Isles.
Shoutouts to the writing because I caught when you defeated the box, it said you splintered me.
Yeah.
I got a chuckle out of it.
Awesome. So yeah, now we're going into Greenwood. Oh, I've never seen that before. I jumped over the painting entrance. Okay. So now we're actually in the right level. I guess that's a thing. I just learned something. But yeah. So, yeah, this level is from Diddy Kong Racing, which is another speedrun I used to do back in 2021-ish. It was between 2020 and 2021. And so, this level is very fun, honestly. This is one of my favorite racing levels in that game. But yeah, this one is a really long one because there's just so much we have to do here. By the way, there's a secret right there. I don't know how you would discover that. You would just have to ground pound the ground to find it. But yeah, there's a Jiggy right there. But yeah. While we are going into the next couple parts, anything to announce / say?
Well, I did have a question for you. How did you
Yes.
come across this game?
Yeah. I came across it because members of the mainly Banjo-Kazooie, but also like the in general Banjo speedrun Discord, were like talking about it when it got released, and I was like, oh, okay, that's really awesome. But I had like no real way to play it. And then around after SGDQ, I was like, I really want to learn like a ROM hack of some sort, but there really isn't one that I can like play Banjo-Tooie with. There are no like real Banjo-Tooie ROM hacks. And so I was like looking back and I'm like, what are some ROM hacks that I could play? And it was between this and then also another ROM hack that Kirko made, which is Banjo-Kazooie Jiggies of Time, which is inspired by Ocarina of Time. That one is its own Zelda-inspired Banjo-Kazooie ROM hack, which is really cool. But I chose this one because this one has a lot of different levels and a lot of variety with what you can do with it. So yeah.
Yeah, no, we've been seeing a lot of variety. This I didn't know what I was in for coming into this, but it's been a treat.
Yeah. Also, while I try to get this Jiggy right here, that's actually the final boss right there of Diddy Kong Racing. This tree is also very difficult to get up. My headcanon for this one is he lost the race, and so he was just laying down and just sleeping. So yeah. This little hidden area. This is the only time we go in here because this is just a side area. But yeah, now we're gonna be going into. Oh, okay. I guess we're going back inside. Loading zones are very weird in the Banjo games. There we go. Now we're going to be climbing on top of the roofs of these houses to just collect stuff. This is also kind of a dangerous spot because, what's it called? The death plane is very much close by, and so I have to be very careful with what I do here. But yeah, you were going to say something? Okay.
Yeah, well, because I saw the chickens, and I know this isn't the Jiggies of Time, but my mind already jumped to Cuckoos. Even though you have Kazooie on your back, you don't need a Cuckoo.
Yeah. That's one of the ROM hacks that I want to at least like play through, see how it is. I know there's like a lot of advanced speedrun tech in that one. I'm like, and that's kind of the reason why I also didn't want to learn it. I was like, do I really want to kind of spend like a lot of time trying to learn this one trick that probably wouldn't work half the time? So I chose this one because it's like, oh, it's just 9 individual levels. I can choose which ones I would like to do if I want to, and all that.
Speedrunning's for fun.
Exactly. So yeah. Actually, I almost forgot to do this is a common thing I forget, and good thing I just remembered. So there are these pots that we shoot eggs into.
I'm sorry,
So-
get the DKR64.com.
Yes. Yeah. That's something I really love about Kirko is that he really loves the community, especially with the ROM hacks. So like in the official speedrun Discord for Stay at Home, he's actually in the Discord to like help
Wow.
like get ideas and also get feedback from the speedrunners, but also anyone who joins that Discord. So it's really awesome. So yeah. So those pots that I'm shooting eggs into, they say thank you. They sound like they say something else. I'm not going to say it, obviously, but you know, it's very similar to thank you. And a lot of people think they say the other one. Oh, okay.
They're very polite pots.
Yeah. I need to go. Yeah, this roof you cannot do a backflip, so I have to use this shock spring pad to get up here. There we go. As roofs are, they are pretty slippery, and so that makes sense why I slipped down. Right.
I'm learning so much about physics today.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, we're gonna do another pot here, and then we're actually gonna be going into our first room of this level. And this room is actually really awesome. There we go. It's actually gonna be Diddy's room. That has a lot of Easter eggs in it. So we go in
You
here.
can just break the glass to get into the room.
Yeah. There we go. So before we look at Diddy's room, we're gonna go into Donkey Kong Country for a second, because we're just gonna be doing some side questing in here. Because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Donkey Kong Country, at least the original trilogy, was developed by Rare. And so
I am in fact looking this up for you right now.
I'm not too sure. I believe so, but I can't guarantee that that's a true fact.
It was in fact developed by Rare.
Awesome. Yeah, so makes sense why we see this section in this level, especially since I believe this is probably from what's it called, Donkey Kong Country 2, which has the main character, I believe, Diddy, and so makes sense why this level is pretty prominent in this level. So yeah.
And also you find it in Diddy's room, that makes sense.
Yeah. This note right there is very much too high, so we have to come back for it later. So a lot of here is just platforming upwards, which can be annoying sometimes, especially with some of these notes just not wanting to be helpful. So gonna go here, and I'm just gonna grab this note. Oh, so close. I'm just gonna try to grab it like this. There we go. Okay, not awesome. Yeah. A really awesome thing about physics in this game is that all the notes, or just any collectible in general, can be collected with a backflip and a ground pound or a beak bust if you are high enough, which is a really awesome feature that you can do. I just fell down from a very tall height. That's gotta be careful now. Because again, if I do die, I have to restart from the beginning, which is not ideal. But those birds do deal 2 hits of damage, which is why I was really careful there, because I don't want to die there. Alright. Just gotta grab this one, though. This is the one that's, like, always so weird. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of this section, and then there's a Jiggy at the very top, which is very awesome. And I'm also grabbing feathers, because with the next level, which is Bomberman, there's a lot of flying, and so I need to keep getting some more feathers so that we're able to do that level to the best efficiency that we can.
Is there a lot of management that you have to deal with in this run?
Yeah.
Like I've seen like the eggs and the feathers.
Yeah, we have to be very aware of just what we have to use, and so like what's it called? In the early section, when you saw me basically almost fly into the death zone, that was something I didn't ideally want to happen, because that wastes like around 6 feathers. And so it's like, oh, I gotta now find like an extra like 6. But it happens. Stuff like that happens. Thankfully, that it's very much there's a lot of feathers all throughout. But yeah. This is Diddy's room right here. There's his guitar from Donkey Kong 64. There's so many awesome references in this game. So yeah, there's the crew from Donkey Kong 64, from the DK rap. So yeah. So yeah, now we're on to the second half of this level, which is basically just we're gonna be going around this area collecting stuff. So before I give it to you, there's another mechanic we're going to be doing here. It's very hard, maintaining our speed shoes going onto the trees. The trees have a weird collision where if you jump at the right place and with enough height, you're basically able to get on top of them without climbing it. But if you climb it and you have speed shoes or you're in Talon Trot, you just lose the speed shoes, which is not ideal, but it does happen. But yeah, while we're getting up to this part of the level, any shout out or anything to say? Shout outs.
Well, I did have a question for you,
Yes.
actually, because I'm just fascinated by this right now. What was the hardest trick for you to learn? Because you got into this because you were already a speedrunner of the Banjo games, and so you just wanted a ROM hack with something you were familiar with. Like, what was
Yeah.
the hardest part of learning this run for you?
I would say the hardest part is it was in terms of glitches, it was the glitch we did in DK Isles where we got into that area with the gate the gate early. That one was a little bit weird, since it's like, oh, you can't really tell how to consistently get it. But in terms of like just in general, I would say just memorizing all the routes. There are so many especially with like some specific levels, there are so many different sub areas that you have to like be aware of. And so like a common thing that happens when you're running like the original Banjo games is you forget like one small side area, but it contains so many different items, and you just have to go back and go get the items you missed. And it's like sometimes it's also inconvenient because it's like, oh, it's on like the other side of the map, which is we have to now backtrack all the way over there.
Yeah, because that would have been my thought. This is a 100% run, and you have to get all the notes, and there are 100 of them.
Yeah.
And so many times I thought, oh, like you overlooked that one, but no, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. It doesn't really happen with the original Kazooie, because a lot of it is like, oh, it's just standard. We just walk in a straight line. There are like 15 notes in that straight line, and so it's very
As long as you're not like in beef mode, of course.
yeah, obviously. And so stuff like that is easy, but like with a rom-hack like this, since it uses different levels, like for example this one, it's not like that linear. So we just have to just work with what we got. And so thankfully I've been able to memorize all the routes pretty well and all that. But yeah, now we're going to be going into another Mumbo section. Instead of the bee this time though, we're going to be turning into a pumpkin. Just give it a quick second. There we go. Now we're Pumpkin Banjo. I don't know what it is. Yeah. So there's context to why the pumpkin is what we're using. In the original Banjo-Kazooie game, there's a level called Mad Monster Mansion, which is very much it's a scary level. There's a lot of ghosts. There's a lot of different things. And so, since it is basically Halloween themed, why not make the transformation a pumpkin? And so that's why we're a pumpkin. There's so many small areas here that the pumpkin is just going to be the default character we're going to be using here. So yeah.
The pumpkin has pants.
Yeah. I love Rare because they all these transformations in all the Banjo games they're so cute. Like, I think my favorite one is the T-Rex Banjo in Banjo-Tooie, because there's a dedicated level to just dinosaurs and all that, and so you transform into a dinosaur, which is really cute. But yeah, this is now we're heading towards the final room. This is the final thing we're gonna be doing in this level, and then we'll have 2 other levels left. So yeah. So in here, we grab our final Jiggy with the Jinjo, and then this is just, I believe this is Banjo and Kazooie's room, because one, it's very Banjo themed, and then also, Banjo is a playable character in Diddy Kong Racing, fun fact, and so that's the reason why there's a dedicated room for that. So there's 100 notes. Here's our honeycomb. We're now gonna get an extra health piece, thankfully, just like that. And then I'm just collecting some feathers just for the next level, and then now we're just gonna fall into lava. There's just lava here that just kills us.
Some people have space heaters. Banjo has a lava pool.
Yes. Awesome. So now we're gonna be transforming out of the pumpkin. Now we're gonna be heading into Blue Resort, which is from Bomberman 64. So yeah, right here. This one's a decently hard level for the reason of there's a lot of RNG that goes into this level. You'll see what I mean when we get into that part. But for the first part, you know, water normally we swim, but here we just can go under and just, you know, just walk underwater. My favorite mechanic, just walking underwater.
And thankfully, no breath mechanics.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason is the reason why we do this is, one, there are these boxes that we have to destroy, and you can't destroy them with Beak Bust, and so the fastest way to shoot them is with the eggs, and so we just do a glitch where we're able to just just walk underwater and shoot eggs and all that.
Oh, okay, so that's not intended.
Yeah, it's not intended. Also, welcome to Bomberman. And this is, I obviously know the route for it, but, you would have to figure all this stuff out, if you were playing this for the first time. So yeah, because there are a lot of hidden things in here. There are golden feathers, like that, but, the most importantly, there are notes, in these boxes that you have to figure out which one they are in. So, there's also this really annoying ghost that just is shooting, or just exists, and so we have to kind of figure out ways to either go around the ghost or just kind of maneuver and deal with it. But thankfully, with how fast we go, it isn't that much of a big deal. So yeah. They're also
You said Bomberland level. Yeah. I don't know what I was expecting, and this makes sense, but this was not what I was expecting.
Yeah. When I was playing this for the first time, I also was not expecting an entire, like, Bomberman section that's, like, dedicated like this. It was really awesome to see. So yeah. Ooh, I need to go up here, because I want to get some more golden feathers. Mainly because of what we have to do, coming up. There we go. So yeah, this is pretty much the, end of it. I do a thing there where I beak bust and then walk into the TNT. The reason is, when you're in the falling motion of a beak bust, what ends up happening is you become invulnerable, and so when we're in that falling state, we actually just go into the TNT so it doesn't hurt us, since they are in the way, or they have notes. So it's a lot of using the mechanics from the original game to our advantage to just solve these puzzles. So yeah, and then here...
That's really neat.
Yeah. Here, this window always gives me trouble for some reason, because it's such a small entrance. There we go. And this is, I believe this is Bomberman's house, or room at least. So yeah. I also love that Kirko just gives dedicated, like, rooms to all the characters that we are playing as. It's really awesome to see that as well. There's just so much depth that goes into this rom-hack.
Like, you can really feel the love for the games.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna fall. Okay, that's okay. So yeah, this kind of
in case you didn't learn the first time that roofs are slippery.
Yeah. roofs are in fact slippery. I'm just gonna have to climb all the way up here and then just go all the way back to that flight pad because we're gonna be doing some flying here. Oop, camera. There we go. Sometimes the camera just likes to not cooperate. There we go. At least we get more feathers from this, though. That's the good thing about that. We get more feathers. So yeah, this is what I was talking about with the RNG coming up. There's this thing right here. I don't know what you would really call it, but it has this ring that we have to fly into, or just walk into in general. But they spawn in random locations. And so, like, oh, that's like the ideal RNG for at least that one that we just did. So yeah, here we're gonna do a classic Kazooie trick. This guy's named Grabba because he has a Jiggy, and we have to normally grab it with speed shoes. However, if we do a beak bomb that's fast enough where he doesn't hide with the Jiggy, we're able to just grab it with and maintain our flight, which is what we need to do here. And then we're also going to be killing the snowman once he hits me, because yeah, snowmen are evil in this game.
Rude, Frosty. Rude.
So yeah. Let's see where the next ring is gonna go. Oh, well, once I get back up there. Let's see. Okay, that's not that bad. Could be worse. Could be from the beginning of the level.
So is the
also,
RNG just they're always in the same places, but the order they come up is different?
Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works also in the original Banjo-Kazooie and Gopi's Valley, which is where that character is. Thankfully, the RNG is kind of being nice right now. We'll have to see with the last couple of rings that pop up, but for now, it looks like it's gonna be playing nice. So, yeah. Here's this next one where it's gonna spawn. Okay, that's not that bad. That's actually where we're going after this snowman. He's gonna hit me. Nope. There we go. And there's a Jinjo hiding here, so I'm actually gonna try to grab it mid-air. This is a little bit of a difficult trick, because you kind of don't have like a true perspective on how low you are here, and so you either don't grab it or you grab it but then land, and then you have to go to another flight pad. There we go. And then we grab this honeycomb while we're at it. Ooh, come on. Again, flying in this game is very weird. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work. There we go. And now we're going to do this final snowman right here. Go get this ring, because it's conveniently where we need to be. And then that's at the beginning. Actually, we're nearby, so might as well just finish it. Grab this Jiggy right there, and just grab this final ring. That was I'm actually really happy with that RNG. Normally, the RNG would be like, oh, we're gonna spawn it at where that final ring was, the second one, so you have to go out of your way to go get that. So yeah, thankfully it was acting nice. Now we're gonna be entering this very scary section. There are sharks, there are explosive, like, mines, and then there are boxes, and we have to jump on them. So this is pretty scary. Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, there's a Jiggy here. So, that looked hard, but it's about to get harder. Basically, what we have to do now is, I'm gonna kill this first explosive, he's in our way. We have to now destroy the boxes, because they hide notes in them. This is like, this is very evil that we have to do this.
Oh, no, I fully understand why you say it's scary now. Why are the mines moving towards you?
What makes it worse is they deal 2 hits of damage.
Oh no.
So, you know, this is a very evil room. Thankfully, this is the final box, and we actually did not have to use, or did not get exploded, so that's pretty good.
Let's go!
Nice. Alright, now we're into the easy part, I would say, of this level. So, now we're just gonna be collecting notes. I fell down here, which means we do this first now. So, we're now at the top of the, like, castle area. And there are just so many notes here that this is what we're gonna be doing for the next, like, 2 minutes, is just collecting these notes. There's some underwater, and then some are on that like kind of area where you just like can stand on right here, just like that. And then go here, and then from here we're gonna be doing another kind of scary section after this, but it's not as scary as what we've done already. Basically, we're gonna be kind of doing the things that we haven't done that is close to the like area where you fall to your death, and so it's gonna be scary for a bit, but then once we're out of it, it's completely fine. But while we're doing this, if there's anything to ask or announce, now would be a perfect time while we grab these notes.
I'm actually really curious what your favorite Easter egg in, because we've seen so many like scattered throughout the environment.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite Easter egg in this game?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I would say my favorite. There's a TV. There are this area in the hideout helm area where basically there are 12-ish monitors that are like in the story at least. It's supposed to track where Donkey Kong and all of them are. But the way it's
I'm sorry, how would you have found that Jiggy in there?
I don't know. You would just have to swim in there. Yeah.
But yes, sorry, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was just...
You're good, you're good. Yeah. And so each of those monitors have like a screenshot of just like some funny like meme from the Donkey Kong games. And so like one of them has like Chunky in his like disco outfit from the DK rap. The another one is just a like image of Cranky Kong. It's one of my favorite Easter eggs. It's just so silly. Also, we're doing another one of those swimming things, except it's a little bit scary because that is the death barrier over there. Thankfully, we survived. And then there's an explosive here. Gold feathers just kill it without taking damage. And then we're just going to be destroying some boxes here. It's okay. Oop. Come on, Banjo. There we go. So now we're just going to grab these notes, and then we're going to be entering the kind of... It's, in terms of what we've seen so far, the most broken glitch, but it's one of the easiest as well. Which is really... I love those types of glitches where it's like, oh, it's very broken, it saves a lot of time, but it's also really easy to perform. So yeah, we're going to be grabbing this Jiggy right here. And then once we grab that, we're going to be getting the Jinjo Jiggy from here. There we go. And then this one, this is the final Jinjo. Just like that. I'm going to wait a bit, because if I grab that Jiggy immediately, it's going to take us out of flight, which is not what we would want. Come on, Banjo, you can grab it. There we go. And so then now what we're going to be doing, this may look scary, but it's completely fine. So the death barrier is around here. However, once we see after this like area, there's no collision here. And so now we're just out of bounds. And what we're able to do from here is there's this area. Oh, okay. It's really hard to see, so we get to try it again. There's a door that you have to hit a switch from across the map, but that takes a lot of time. And so we're just going to be maneuvering ourselves out of bounds into the entrance. Just like that. Perfect. So yeah, now we're into this hidden room, and we're just going to be grabbing a lot of notes here. Yeah. Ooh, and the camera in that corner is really, like, weird. It will just, like, spin you around for, like, ever. So just gotta be careful of that. But yeah, that's our final Jiggy, but we still have a lot of notes to collect, so that's what we're going to be doing right now. So here, we're going to actually go here, because there are notes on this part of the platform. We're going to go underwater here. When I was practicing last night, and doing this level, I had 99 notes, and I was like, oh, where is this final note? Did I really, like, forget something? But then I realized that the note that I missed was the one near the stair that's over there. It's like, oh, that's a really obvious one. Okay, I should not worry then.
Yeah, that feels like it would be the hardest thing to keep track of.
Yeah.
Like, what notes have you grabbed, and what notes did you not realize you walked past because the camera was having a time.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, that's the end of Bomberman. So now we're entering the final level. The reason why I saved this one for last is there are so many other Easter eggs in this one. But this is Bob on Battlefield, except it got flooded for some reason. The game really doesn't explain that for some reason, but it's flooded for some reason.
It just wanted you to see more of those mines.
Yeah. So yeah, this one's actually really easy in comparison to the previous levels, which is a relief because this is the final level we do in the showcase. Just a chill final level. But yeah, here it uses a lot of different enemies that we've seen already, and in all the previous levels, you can't really tell what the base level from the original game was being used, but I can confidently say for this one that this one was, like, it uses every single asset from the Click Clock Wood level from the original Banjo-Kazooie, because it just, the textures of the grass, the, like, dirt and all that, that's just Click Clock Wood. I can easily identify that.
I feel
Awesome.
so bad for the King Bubba.
Yeah. So here, this is the area I was talking about with all the Easter eggs. So this is, like, just full of everything from the N64 era in terms of, like, Mario, Rareware, and all that. It's like, there's, like, a mushroom. There's the, like, rhino head from Donkey Kong 64 and Donkey Kong Country. There's a Game Boy right there. There's so many, like, awesome things here. There's the metal cap switch, or box, I mean. Just a lot of hidden things here.
This is such a fun room.
Yeah, there's the mask, the Majora's Mask right there, hung up right there. Golden banana. So many things here.
Die.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Alright, and then now we're going to the top of the room here. There's a blue shell right here. There's the Kokiri sword, and then the Hylian shield, and then the Triforce right here, which has a Jiggy, which I usually miss, but we got it. And just like that, that's the end of this room. There's so many. Again, you have to play this ROM hack because there's so many Easter eggs that you would miss when watching a speedrun, or just in general watching someone play it.
Like, even the snippets we've gotten, like, it's such a love letter.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Jiggy in the crowd.
Yes. So yeah. Something really funny about this is I'm playing on non-original hardware. That's how I'm gonna word it. And so I don't lag usually, but that area at the top of that area lags so much that it lags the thing I'm using, which is really funny. On N64, if you run this on N64, what ends up happening is you actually, like, lag so, like, often that, like, it's like at least like a 10-minute difference between running on here and then on console, which is
but it is possible to run this on original hardware.
Yes, it's very possible.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I love about all these ROM hacks, is that you're able to play these on original hardware. It's and eventually, when I get enough money to purchase the thing to play these ROM hacks on, I will love to, like, just get as many of them as I can so I can do that. But yeah, now we're gonna be entering. So this is Mario 64. However, we did see the Mario Brothers 1 castle here, which is kind of like a nod, but we'll be going inside the castle very soon after we collect a Jiggy that's just in mid-air for some reason. You'll see it very soon. Alright, and then just right here, there's a couple spring shock pads we have to do here. And there's that Jiggy. So yeah, also something really awesome is, especially with the flagpoles here, is you can tell, like, these are from the Rusty Bucket Bay area, which none of this has changed. You still see the Rareware logo on that. But yeah, Now we're in Mario Bros. 3. I immediately fell into the void. That's really funny. Good thing that's not a death. That is you just start from the beginning of the level. But that means we do have to completely just go all the way back to that area. So we're just gonna do some other things here while we're at it. Oop, I need that. So yeah, normally if you know Mario 64, there would be a what's it called? A chain chomp here. Obviously those don't exist in Banjo-Kazooie, and so they just use the bowl from Mumbo's Mountain in the original game as the like placeholder, or not placeholder, but like as the object for it.
Yeah, Monster Ball is still chasing you around.
Yeah. Alright. Here's another example of the hitbox extensions I was talking about like an hour ago or so. That Jinjo we can just grab just like that. Alright. So now we gotta do a bit of backtracking just to get back to where that castle was, and so if there are any final announcements, that would be the great time.
Yeah, and so just one final reminder to everyone who is watching this that, hey, Lady Arcaders could not happen without all of you. So again, if you like what you see or you've got something similar to share with us, again, please submit your showcases. We're scheduling for October right now, and hey, October is 2 days away. I had to do math. You made me do math, Ad.
I'm sorry.
But no, it's just 2 days away. And yeah, send in your showcases. I want to learn more about games like this because this has been amazing so far to watch. And again, that's ldy.gg/start.
Oh no, that's not good. Hold on.
Ooh.
Sorry.
No, you got this. You got this.
There we go. Okay, normally when I get hit by that bird, that just knocks me into the TNT, so that would have been a death, and that would not have been good. Thankfully it did not.
Just got one toilet paper left.
Yeah, I gotta be smart about
toilet
this.
Paper left.
Actually, I have an idea. I have a very good idea about this. So there's this guy we can kill. He should drop health. Yep, there we go. I'm just gonna do this area now. Okay, there's this Jiggy right there. Alright, and then there's some platforming we do right here. There we go, nice. So then here we just kind of try to be careful. Because it's very thin here, but it's like that. And now we're going to grab this Jiggy from over here. Normally that would be the final collectible we would do, but we just got to go back to the castle. So the castle will most likely be the final things we do. So since we kind of don't have
How hard is it to reroute when like things like that happen to you?
It's kind of weird, especially with like this level where there's just so many individual things. These are not they're gonna be in my way, so I'm just gonna jump over them. And so that's a very common thing with Banjo-Kazooie speedrunning in general, is you have to reroute stuff on the fly, just because if one trick doesn't work and you just need to just get a run going, you would just have to skip that thing and you would have to do a reroute. And so it's very common, at least with Banjo-Kazooie speedrunning, to just reroute things on the fly. Thankfully, I have experience in both that and also running bingo for like games like Donkey Kong 64, and so it's very much a thing that I'm very much aware of how to do. So, but yeah, this is
you have to make that decision like snap the instant you drop down that time.
Yeah. This is probably going to be the final Easter egg, at least for the run. We're going to be going into this house. And so in here, I believe this is like I forgot the person's name. In Ocarina of Time, where the guy sells the mass in Hyrule Castle. I forget his name, but the Happy Mask Salesman. There we go. So
it really just is all in the name.
Yeah. So that's like that Easter egg there, because this isn't in the original of like, oh, there's not an entire town here. So yeah, we're gonna be collecting our final Jinjo here, and so this is gonna be basically our last Jinjo that we'll be hearing. And then now, all we have left is just collecting notes and that final honeycomb that is in that castle. So now we just gotta completely backtrack all the way to the castle. It's unfortunate that the castle has such a weird death area, but it is one based off Mario Brothers 3, and then also, it is like you just have to backtrack, and it's fine. That means I can begin my shoutouts for the run. So there's a couple shoutouts I would like to give. Shoutouts to the 8-bit beast. He is a very he used to have world record in the Banjo-Kazooie any percent category. But watching his 100% run was basically how I learned this run, and so without that world record from him, I wouldn't really know how to route this game. So shoutouts to him, shoutouts to Aaron, or just everyone in the Banjo stay-at-home community, just because it's such a cool ROM hack, and like more people do. I want more people to see this ROM hack because it's so cool. So yeah. Here's this honeycomb that I was talking about. We still have one more room left. And then we'll be basically done. I want to also shout out the Banjo community, because the Banjo community is so welcoming. There's so many activities we do in those servers, and so shout outs to them and just having such a positive community. And yeah, should be the final couple of items. Oh, I'm missing 2 notes. Actually, we got more time.
Hooray!
Yeah. The good thing about this, you can also use that falling in as just a warp to the beginning of the level. So I have an idea for where these last 2 notes are. There's a tree here that we didn't collect. I remember this one. And then there's just one more note. This is the reality of running Banjo-Kazooie, is where's this final note that we missed? It could literally be anywhere.
Yeah, you've got so much to keep track of. It's amazing that.
I have ideas on where it could be, but again, I do not know the exact location.
Well, you did have to deviate from like your usual route.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, and then also a funny thing to mention as like a kind of shout out is our speedrun.com. We have we have a lot of runs of the games. However, there are no runs on the speedrun.com. We just have it just for fun. Which is really funny to think about. But yeah, I guess while we find this final note, and anything to add as like final things?
I mean, I'm glad. No offense, sorry, but I'm glad we have this extra time to explore this room, because this room really is just a love letter, and this entire game has been a love letter. I'm kind of sad that we don't get to see the other levels, but again, hey, this is a great shout out to go try it myself. Where can people find this, just in case they're too lazy to Google?
I believe you can get, if I remember where I got Grant Kirkhope. I did the thing again. Mark Kirkhope.
They are very confusing names.
Yes, they have very confusing names. Has a website where you can, I believe, get the ROM hacks from there. I think it's kirkomods.com, I believe. Don't quote me on that. You can just look up Kirko Mods and you'll most likely find it. And then from there, you'll just be able to just put it into however you would like to play it in. So yeah. And I highly recommend playing this. It's very fun. That fake Jiggy's attacking me. I did not know that.
I didn't know they could attack you.
Yeah. I have an idea, again, probably a retextured item from the original game. Just to like troll you, A lot of people making ROM hacks love to troll the people who play it, so it makes sense. Alright, we're gonna be going back to the castle. I have an idea that it's around here. I know I collected everything inside of the castle. I can guarantee that.
Would it be
So, yeah.
one of the water parts?
That's what I was thinking as well. It could be water. Usually, at least with this section, it's in a line, like following the path, and so maybe it's there. It is.
It
All right,
really
and
can
time,
just be anywhere.
And time. It is anywhere. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me do this ROM hack. This ROM hack is so fun. Again, if you haven't played this ROM hack, you should dedicate at least like 3 hours to playing this ROM hack, because there's just so much that goes. There's so much to it. But yeah. You can find me on twitch.tv/ad129sr. I try to stream when I can. Again, right now I'm in college, and so kind of scheduling streams is very difficult, but I try to stream when I can. I stream this game occasionally. I mainly stream Banjo-Tooie and Donkey Kong 64. GeForce, which you saw month and a half ago, I believe, because of Late Arcade Super Showcase. But yeah, I run a lot of games. That's the summary of it. But yeah, I have a Blue Sky, ad129.bluesky.social. Basically, I just post music, my yapping sessions of music. So yeah, and that's pretty much it from me. And yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for sharing this game with us. We're going to go to the break screen and just knock out a few little announcements. So stick around. And once again, thank you all so much for joining us for another Attract mode full of games and fun. Those were 2 games I did not expect to see here on Attract mode. We had, once again, if you missed our showcases today, make sure you catch the VODs out over on our YouTube channel. Today we kicked off with Alara at the arcade doing Star Trek Voyager, and then we did Banjo-Kazooie Stay at Home edition with Ad129. But we are always on the lookout for more amazing games that we've never heard of. We want to see the love. We want to see your favorites. So please send them in again. That's ldy.gg/start or ldy.gg/am to bring you to our Attract Mode page, to our submissions page. Speaking of Attract Mode, next week we've got another fun run for you. Chaffee will be showing off the full item randomizer speed run of Pokemon Emerald. So you're not going to want to miss it. Tune in on Thursday, October 2nd at 9 p.m. Eastern. But games never end. And so we'll be sending you off to one of our fellow Lady Arcaders here, Tainted Tully is on Twitch right now, streaming a Phasmophobia Apocalypse Gold challenge attempt. So join in with us as we send the love over to her. We've got a raid message posted in that chat, so copy that. We are sending that incoming raid, and we will see you next time.